Hello, and welcome to Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Daniel Pineda. We have a great program this week. We have our news stories, community bulletin board, and 55 plus news. But first, a social media reminder. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News. And you guessed it, the number 1. Also on Facebook and WERA 96.7 FM. And now on to our first news story for this week. As of Friday morning, January 14th, reports show the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Arlington increased by 4,292 for the week. That's up to 33,423. We at Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News will continue to monitor the situation as the winter months continue. As for vaccinations, we examine Arlington County's vaccination tracker. According to that site, 192,988 Arlingtonians aged 5 and above have received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. They show that figure as 86% of their estimated eligible population of 224,196 Arlingtonians. Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for 5 through 11-year-olds is still available at the following locations. Arlington Mill Community Center, that's located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street, and Walter Reed Community Center, that's located at 2909 16th Street South. Walk-ins for 5 through 11-year-olds are available Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. For more information, consult the Arlington County website. And now on to our next news story for this week. We have received a press release from Arlington County which bears the headline, Arlington Real Estate Property Values See Modest Increase for 2022. The release went on to say, in part, Arlington's overall property tax base grew modestly from 2021 due to continued residential growth, while commercial values were relatively flat. Measured growth in residential property values buoyed the tax base, but the county continues to face challenges in balancing the FY 2023 budget due to the lingering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. As for the modest increase, it is more accurate to state that residential property assessments increased 5.8%. The term might be more applicable to the 0.6% increase for commercial properties. County press releases frequently use the term value when discussing assessments. For example, according to County Manager Mark Schwartz, the increase in property values for this year shows the attractiveness of our Arlington community, even as our community continues to face challenges brought by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Real estate taxes provide almost 60% of total county revenues. The county's real estate tax base is split roughly equally between residential, 54%, and commercial, 46% property assessments. The announcement may be received as good news by speculators, investors, and, of course, the county government, but not by many homeowners who will see the not-so-modest increase in their tax bills this year. This is because the 5.8% increase is only an average. Some houses saw no changes, while others saw an even greater change. And now on to our next news story for this week. Arlington Public Libraries intend to once again be giving away at-home COVID-19 test kits. But as of January 7th, 2022, they reported that they have temporarily run out. According to a recent library announcement, test kits are dispensed on a first-come, first-served basis and can be picked up from the service desk at each library location. Neither proof of county residency nor a library card is required, and the kits are free of charge. For those who can't get an at-home test kit from the library, Arlington County has 3 testing kiosks open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. The kiosks are located in Virginia Highlands Park parking lot at 1600 South Hay Street, the Arlington Mill Community Center parking lot at 909 South Dinwiddie Street, and the Courthouse Plaza parking lot at 2088 15th Street North. In addition, another kiosk is planned to open at Marymount University. The Virginia Department of Health also has a list of testing locations. And now on to our last news story for this week. Following the complete cancellation of trash collection services for some Arlington residents for 1 week, problems continued into the following week with at least one series of delays. The subsequent Tuesday afternoon recycling pickup did not take place until Wednesday. It is not known whether or not all collection services finally caught up, but weather forecasts for the remainder of January do not bode well. Well, that does it for the news for this week. Now on to our community bulletin board stories.
Hi, and welcome to CBB. Our first CBB event is called Tiny Tot Footprints, and it's for very little kids aged 18 to 35 months with an adult. Tiny Tot programs provide opportunities to interact one-on-one with your child while discovering the wonders of nature. Each program will engage your child with hands-on learning and may include a variety of activities like songs, crafts, finger plays, and mini hikes. Tiny Tot programs are offered throughout the year at Gulf and Long Branch Nature Centers. The themes repeat, so please register for only one program at each center per month. You only need to register the child, but caretakers must stay during the program. Please be prepared to go outdoors. For information, you can call 703-228-3403. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Wednesday, January 26th from 4 o'clock to 4:30 p.m. at Long Branch Nature Center, 625 South Carlin Springs Road. There is a cost, $5 per child, due at registration. Our next event is for kids aged 6 to 12. It's called After School Explorations, Fur and Feathers. It's a chance for kids to join in and learn all about furry and feathery critters and how they stay warm during the winter. Then the kids will take a walk outside to find tracks or traces of these animals and birds. Make sure they dress to be outside. You can call 703-228-6545 for more information. Register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Thursday, January 27th from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. in the Oak Room at Lubber Run Community Center, 300 North Park Drive. Our next CBB event is for adults. It's called Intro to Winter Raptors, but it's not about dinosaurs. Hawks, eagles, falcons, and even owls are also raptors, and they make their homes in Arlington, most of them year-round. You will meet all of our raptors, but the presentation will focus on those you can see in winter. The group will email you a link to Microsoft Teams before the program start time. Please have your device ready to go before the program begins. For information, call 703-228-3403. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Thursday, January 27th from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Now this part is a virtual event, but later you can join in for a hike in search of raptors. Separate registration is required. It's on Saturday, January 29th from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock a.m. at Longbridge Park, 475 Longbridge Drive. Birders of all experience levels can participate, and loaner binoculars will be available. Teens aged 12 and up are welcome to attend, but must be accompanied by a registered adult. The next event is also for adults. It's a chance to join a naturalist for a hike that spans 4-mile run as you get an early start on celebrating World Wetlands Day. They'll discuss the unique plants and animals that can be found in local wetlands and what makes wetlands so crucial in a changing climate. A representative from the 4-Mile Run Conservatory Foundation will join to discuss local restoration efforts. For information, call 703-228-3403. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Saturday, January 29th from 1 o'clock to 2:30 p.m. at 4131 Mount Vernon Avenue in Alexandria. Our next event is for families. It's called Keep Warm Campfire, which is a very good name for a January event. The whole family is invited to join in at the Gulf Branch Nature Center for lots of old-fashioned fun. This engaging program will be filled with entertaining activities which may include stories, special animal guests, games, songs, and, of course, s'mores. They will provide the marshmallows, chocolate, and graham crackers, but there's a $5 fee. You will need to register children and adults because children must be accompanied by a registered adult. For information, you can call 703-228-6535. Register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Saturday, January 29th from 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. at Gulf Branch Nature Center, 3608 North Military Road. Our last CBB event is also for families and their dogs. It's called Wagon Walk at Long Branch. It's a chance to join in for a nature walk through the park with your canine companion. Let's give all four legs a little stretch. Dogs must be well-mannered and remain on a leash at all times until we reach the Glen Carlin Dog Park, where you can safely let your pups run free. You'll need to register children and adults because children must be accompanied by a registered adult. I guess the dogs won't need to register. For information, call 703-228-6535. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Sunday, January 30th from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock p.m. at Long Branch Nature Center, 625 South Carlin Springs Road. Now it's time for 55 Plus News.
Howdy, and welcome to 55 Plus News. Our first event is called Understanding Osteoporosis. They say that osteoporosis is a silent disease. That's because people may not even know they have it until their bones become so weak that a sudden strain, bump, or fall causes a hip to fracture or a vertebra to collapse. Kate Schutaup from Virginia Hospital Center will discuss ways to protect yourself, various treatment options, and when to see a doctor. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-500-9999. And that's on Wednesday, January 26th from 11 o'clock a.m. to 12 noon. You got to be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required, and this is a virtual event. Our next event is called Uber and Lyft. Now, getting in a car with strangers used to seem so taboo, but now it's become almost the standard for getting from point A to point B. Tech enthusiast Nick England will present an overview of ride-sharing apps, including the popular Uber and Lyft, and share his own tips and tricks. Register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-403-04. That's on Wednesday, January 26th from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. at Arlington Mill Community Center, 909 South Dinwiddie Street. You got to be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Our next event is called Social Art Swap. It's a chance to bring your own artwork or art supplies to create a piece on site to swap. Limited art supplies will also be available. Each finished piece gets traded for a ticket. Numbers will be drawn at the end of the event, and then artwork will be selected from the created pieces. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-300-04. That's on Thursday, January 27th from 10:30 a.m. to 12 o'clock noon at Arlington Mill Community Center, 909 South Dinwiddie Street. You got to be 55 and up, and 55 plus membership is required. Next up, Lee Highway was recently renamed Langston Boulevard, and the Langston Brown 55 Plus Community Center is also named in his honor. But do you know who John Mercer Langston was? Sandra Brown, a longtime Arlington resident and a member of the Langston Boulevard Alliance, will discuss Mr. Langston's trailblazing life and significant achievements meriting these tributes. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. The activity number is 912-400-29, and that's on Thursday, January 27th from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. You gotta be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required, and this is a virtual event. Next up, fast forwards. See how I did that? Okay, at regular speed. Next up is fast forwards. It's a chance to join a morning walk with this faster paced group that walks a 2 to 5 mile loop, including some hills. The walks are held on the second, third, and last Fridays of the month. Transportation is not provided. They typically meet in front of the Aurora Hills 55 Plus Center, but once in a while they meet at other locations, and they may use Metro to get there. You can register online or call 703-228-4747. That's on Friday, January 28th from 9 o'clock to 10:30 a.m., probably at Aurora Hills Center, 735 18th Street South. You gotta be 55 and up. 55 plus membership is required, and you might as well call to make sure of the meetup location. Our final event is from the Arlington Public Library. It's called Chair Yoga at Westover. It's a light-hearted, gentle chair yoga class designed to align seated postures with breath. No experience is necessary for this class. It's run by Jackie Marks, who's a registered yoga teacher. The goal of this gentle, seated class is to reduce stress, cultivate mindfulness, increase body awareness, maintain mobility, and improve flexibility, all while sitting down. Class sequences include centering, gentle stretching, and conclude with guided relaxation. Pose variations are shared, and students are encouraged to do what is best for their own bodies, as yoga poses are definitely not one size fits all. The idea is to approach yoga, life, and your body with fun, compassion, and gratitude. That's on Monday, January 31st from 10:30 to 11:15 a.m. in the Longfellow Room at Westover Branch Library, 1644 North McKinley Road, Suite 3. Since this is a library event, you don't have to be a 55-plus member. You don't even have to be 55 or older. Anyone over the age of 18 can come. You just need to register through the Arlington County Library website. Anyway, that's all I got for 55-plus news.
We were sorry to receive a message concerning the Sustainable Scoop. Longtime viewers may recall that the Scoop began as a segment on this very program before it expanded to a full-length show on its own, as well as a non-profit organization. At its peak, the Sustainable Scoop provided a training ground for emerging talent, as well as a useful outlet for stories concerning sustainability. Sadly, the non-profit organization is winding down operations, although we may be able to feature some of their subject matter occasionally on Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. We will close this show with a sample of one of their early segments.
All right, and wrapping up this edition of the Arlington Weekly News, the newest member of our staff, Miriam Gennari, and her guest. Here's Miriam.
Hello, I'm Miriam Gennari, and I'm here tonight with Inga Middleton. We're talking about Arlington County's new school capacity plan. Tonight at Kenmore Middle School, they are unveiling that plan to many parents and families and citizens. But tonight, I'm here to find out what one parent in Nottingham has to say. Inga, thanks for joining me.
Hi, Miriam. Thank you. I just wanted to say that I am from a small beach town in Southern California called Manhattan Beach. And I loved that town because it was sort of like a real close-knit, tight community. And it had a villagey feel. And as we had to move to the East Coast. So, of course, I was looking for something along the same lines. I wanted a town that had the same community closeness that I missed in Manhattan Beach.
And you have 3 boys.
And I have 3 boys, so they're all very active. We needed a yard, and we needed areas for them to play. So we moved to Arlington because I found that Arlington is very similar to Manhattan Beach in so many respects, in ways like the community and the schools, everything. So we chose Arlington based on the availability of the parks and recreation, the open spaces.
The green space.
Exactly, the green space for my boys to play in. And you know, they play in the backyard a lot, but they'll oftentimes go to the playgrounds at Nottingham and Williamsburg Middle School and also Yorktown High School.
Well, let's talk about the capacity plan and the possible plan for Nottingham, because that's a very important school. 3 of your children attended Nottingham.
Right. Actually 2, because we moved here after
Gotcha.
My oldest one had already graduated elementary, but 2 of them have gone there. And in being at Nottingham, I'm an environmentalist, and I started a group in California that I tried to introduce to our school here in Nottingham. And so they've taken it on. It's called Planet Partners, changed the name a little bit. And it's been great because the kids are learning so much through this group. And we have meetings outside behind the school.
You use your outdoor space to the fullest.
Exactly. We use the outdoors for our meetings, and it provides us a place to teach the kids about the environment, about sustainability, and about natural resources, the nature, and we oftentimes have scavenger hunts where they have to collect, plants, any kind of vegetation.
It's a great place to play. It's a great
Yeah.
place to learn.
Exactly.
I'm a huge fan of outdoor
Yeah.
learning. So I understand the importance of green space and the need that children have to be outdoors. What I want to understand is, how would the county or the school board's plan to build out off of Nottingham affect that?
Well, it would chip away at the green space. The open space would be, smaller, obviously, and I think it would be better to keep the open space status quo, keep it open, and move upward.
Well, that's what the plan right now, I don't think has been fully explored. And what you're saying, and what I believe too, is that Arlington needs to look at other options, ways to preserve our green space. Nottingham is not the only school that we're concerned about. There are schools throughout Arlington that have capacity problems, and we need to face those capacity problems with a sustainability plan. Your idea of going up like they do in California,
Right.
wish we could emulate a lot of the things that you do in California, but I'm so glad you brought those things here, Inga. And thank you for taking time out of your evening to come and talk to us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep you posted.
Thanks, Miriam, and good luck to all of you Arlington Public School parents. We hope they find room in the classrooms for all of your students.
Miriam's
all your
doing a
kids.
great job.
All right. Indeed she is. And that's about a wrap for this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Anything else to add, gentlemen,
No,
before we go?
That's it.
Yes,
Of course, I should have known better.
YouTube.com/Arlington
Check us out on YouTube.
And then,
What?
and to tease the next week's show, Rich is bringing some pizza.
That's
Pizza!
true.
Pizza
From
next
Goodies,
week.
Goodies in Clarendon.
All right.
The best pizza in town.
Be there. We'll be here. You be there. Thanks for watching this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Have a safe week. Take care. Bye-bye.
And that concludes this week's show. We will be back next week with more news from Arlington. Meanwhile, be careful, be safe, and be well.